Hello, I have a problem. Winter is fast approaching. It'll be the second winter I've had this car, and that's 2 winters with broken heated seats. And as a certified soy boy, that is a big problem. Now, the heated seats on a BMW i3 are pretty similar to the heated seats on most modern cars, where they don't just yeet amperage at your ass and hope for the best. They actually have a feedback loop. There's a temperature sensor that tells the car how hot your ass is so that it can maintain the optimal ass temperature. And in BMWs, you can actually go in and code specific ass and back temperatures and change them individually for each of the 3 levels. It's great. I'm a big fan of being able to do that. However, right now, if I turn these on, they'll stay on for about a minute and then shut off again. And that's a really common issue with these, but it's a pretty cheap and easy fix, supposedly. So right about here in the seat is the temperature sensor that is a participant in that feedback loop. And right here, or maybe it's here, there is a wire, and it's a big thick wire that holds the upholstery down, so you get this nice little crevice that can collect all kinds of crap. And in their infinite wisdom, BMW routed the wires for the temperature sensor underneath that big wire. So every time you sit on it, it flexes those little thin wires and they break. Usually happens on the driver's seat first because it's the one that sees the most traffic. Now, the solution, get on the interwebs and buy some thermistors. Link will be in the description to the ones that I bought here. And what we're going to do is we are going to first test and make sure that the temperature sensor is in fact an open circuit. And then we're going to slip in a new temperature sensor without having to take the seat all the way apart, at least in theory. This step-by-step guide by Bobby Chung is absolutely fantastic, and I'll be referencing it for pretty much the first half of it. He goes over how to actually fix this the OEM way and take the upholstery all the way off enough that you can actually repair the wiring. I'm not going to bother with that. We're just going to be splicing our new sensor into the wiring and shoving it up under there somewhere and calling it a day. Hopefully that'll get things functional before the sun sets, which is like 2 p.m. these days, it feels like. Okay, so looking at this from the front, step 1 is going to be this control box here. Looks like that little metal clip holding that in. And then I think there are couple connectors on the back there I need to get out somehow. Which one do I care about? Let's see, we're after the one with the purple and green wire coming out of it, which is the one here on the outside. There we go. Ow. Alright, got my wires free. There's a little tab on the end that has to get pushed in. You can't really see it. So looking at the sensor, or looking at the connector from the front here, I've got the release tab at the bottom, and we're going to want to check these 2 bottommost connections. I think pins 1 and 3. Nothing. Fat load of nothing. So now what we need to do is feel under here for some clips. There we go. So what I just did was, if I flip this around, you can see there's these 3 hooks here, and I just kind of, and they'll be facing like this. I just kind of went boop and pulled them off. And now we have just a bit access to our wiring. There it is. And that goes up into the seat. So I think what I'm going to want to do, I think I'm actually going to splice into the wiring right at the connector here, just because that's the most accessible location. And then we'll run the wire back here. So here is our temperature probe. This is a, I think, an NTC style thermistor. And we can Ooh, my probes definitely won't fit in that guy, will they? There we go, 12 kilo ohms. And I bet if I stick it in my mouth, it'll get warmer, but I'm not gonna do that on camera. That's for a different website. Pretty generous amount of wire here. So I think I'm just gonna splice into pins 1 and 3, and I'm going to wire this in there. And I'm actually going to keep pins 1 and 3 attached downstream here because pin 1 is, I believe, a shared ground for both the temperature sensor and the heater element itself, and I don't want to disconnect that, so I'm just going to pull our insulation back, and then we're just going to cut these right there. Okay, this is the real scientific part. You just get up in there.
Yeah.
Oh,
Shove it approximately where your ass goes.
Yeah. Well, I don't think I'm gonna get that far in.
That's what she said.
Oh, there we go. I got it in a groove. Now I can just push it. Well, that's in there.
Also,
so now I'm gonna pass this back up to the box and plug it into the box.
Chad Anderson do headliner.
It's plugged into the box now.
Oh.
Okay. Moment of truth. The moment of truth is, will it stay on? So I guess I'll just sit here and wait.
And hope it stays on.
Yep.
There's
Bug.
bug. There you go. It's like a giant ant. Look, your ass is still warm.
Hi. Ass update. Warm. Yes, ladies and germs, that appears to have fixed it, and now we are rewarded with hot cheeks and
Hot cheeks.
yeah, and less importantly, less reliance on the actual HVAC. That's a nice thing, you know. You want heated seats in your EVs because then it warms you up far more efficiently than blasting hot air into the air around you. So now I need to, well, really, I just need to reclip that seat upholstery and we're good to go. I guess I'll do a little bit of electrical tape wrappage to get the new sensor wires attached to the old wires so that they're not getting pulled out, but that's a job well done. Or a job done, at least. I don't know about well. It's done.
The sensor is on your ass.
The sensor is on my ass. And
In the groove.
What more could you ask for? I did a bad job of showing it before, but on the back side of this plug, this is how you undo it. You gotta do it by feel though, so it's kind of tricky. Got the upholstery back on there. Good luck. Now it's just this guy. There we go. And I think that's got her licked. So there we have it. That's how to fix the pretty common heated seat issue in the BMW i3 and maybe some other BMWs, but this one for sure. Hopefully some of you found this useful. This probably took 20 minutes, not counting, you know, all the time filming and going and getting things. And hey, look at that. The sun's still up. This is a real rarity for me, a project that's actually done on time and correctly. Thanks for watching.